was on the second day. She finds that gold ring. It's beautiful. Y'all will be sure and watch the upcoming video, which I don't know when it'll be out because I'm so behind on videos. Got a million things going. Yesterday was filming with my group anyway, and doing metal detecting with the filming, so a lot of fun. And then, or was that yesterday? That was the day before. I can't even keep up. It's just been a whirlwind of busyness. So
Never a bad thing. Never a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all. Not a bad thing at all. So anyway, what else do we want to talk about?
Well, I'm here looking at all my amazing finds. We all got silver.
You have, yep, we did. We did.
And not just metal detecting silver.
Yeah. I have to say one of my favorite silver finds, of course, was found by Amanda. She got a standing Liberty quarter, which was pretty epic in my book.
Yeah.
So those are very, very hard to find.
And that was an eyeball find.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think we all got Mercs.
Yep. Rosie.
We all got Rosies.
I think we all ended up with a sterling ring, didn't we?
No, I ended up with like 3 rings, but I don't think any of my rings were sterling. I know that Jackie's ring was sterling. No, none of my rings were.
I thought on the last day you were looking with the loop, and you were like, look, it says sterling, but it actually might have been the sterling spoon you got.
Oh yeah, fork. It turned out to be a fork. Yeah, it says sterling on the back. No, what I was looking at is you had another ring that was kind of broken, and I looked inside and I saw sterling. So yeah, you got a sterling ring and a gold ring, and yeah, it was pretty epic. Love that silver.
Yeah, and I mean, I sent some pictures over to Jackie because she says she has a Dremel as well. But I know that a lot of the mudlarking finds that I get, like wherever it might be, when they're really encrusted with iron or have a lot of stuff built up on it, I pull the Dremel out, and I was using the Dremel on a whole bunch of finds on Friday, and I cleaned up I'm like, it's not a penny because it's too small. And it ended up being a horoscope pendant, and it's got the scorpion on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Scorpio, so like me, huh?
Yeah.
I'm Scorpio.
I know. Once it gets totally cleaned up, I'll probably send it your way. And then there were a couple other things that I wasn't sure about, and they came clean. So many religious artifacts. So many.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I will say this. I did get a religious pendant there. I think the little pendant parts broke, but I'm pretty sure it's silver sterling. So I was excited about that. That pendant. Yeah. I still haven't cleaned all my stuff up. So you've been using the Dremel. I know there was some there that I think I got were tokens and some that were foreign coins. I'm excited to see the Scorpio pendant.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I've got before and after pictures so I can show, and that way I'll post I actually have like the tool that I use on the Dremel. I can't think of what they're called. They're like tips. I have that set so that way I can show a picture of what I used for on the Dremel, so it doesn't really do damage too much. And then I got a lot of before and after pictures. I cleaned up one of the medallions I got, and it was Saint something, and it was for God, country, pray for us, and it's got the, a saint in the middle. I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Cool.
I thought it was Saint Christopher, but it's not. So I don't know.
Very cool.
Don't know.
So what was your favorite find from the vacation trip?
So that's so I'd have to say my favorite find from using my eyeballs was probably that little bicycle, the handmade bicycle that I found. It's about the size of a $50, and the wheels are spiraled brass. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite from larking. And then from metal detecting, I think my eagle button, which I have not looked up yet.
Yeah, you need to find out. I'm anxious. And send me some photos if you don't mind.
Yeah.
She found a pretty epic eagle button that is definitely pre-Civil War, one piece.
Yep, one piece.
That is
no shield.
Flipping amazing.
Yeah, the eagle with no shield.
Didn't see a shield, so I'm really anxious to find out more about that. And when you find out, let me know. That way, when I put the video together, I would love to add that on there. That was her amazing find that day from the field, and I think the day before that, I had found an eagle button as well.
Yes,
but mine is Civil War era, and it's one of the prettiest Civil War buttons I've ever found. It's in such beautiful shape. I still can't get over the shape it's in. I didn't even have to. I got the dirt off, and it's just perfect the way it is. And it's beautiful, shank and all. Infantry. It's got the eye and the shield. So really cool.
Which is pretty cool. The only the eagle with the shield, the ones that I have found around here have all been artillery. They're the Eagle A in the shield. So it was pretty awesome seeing you pull up an eagle eye. I knew they're around, but so it was fun to see it come up.
Right.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, thankfully, a lot of these, we were able to bounce around to different fields, which was great. A lot of these fields are newly fields, so crops are going on them, but they weren't before. So they haven't had all the manure and the, that type of stuff placed on them. They've just been hay fields. So the items are in relatively good condition, which is pretty exciting. Except for, I think we hit 2 fields that some of the items came out a little bit rough. And then the woods. I had to drag you guys in the woods, which was, oh man, it was so hot, and you could smell the smoke from the Canada fires, and you could see the haze, and it was like something in the universe did not want me metal detecting with the 2 of them. We first got there, and we went to go, and the fields that I was expecting to get to, there was a tractor blocking it, which is fine. Usually we'll take the hike. But then I realized that they did the first cut of the season a lot earlier than they normally do. And they had cut, and it was the field that we were going to go to. And then the other field was planted, and I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work. So went to another spot, and thankfully the field was cut, and called the property owner just to get the okay to have, a couple extra people there. And no response. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nothing's working. Stopped in. There's usually, this guy's always home, and he was not home. So then I went to another, and thankfully the wife of the property owner was there, and she's like, oh yeah, absolutely, go on out. And so we park, and at this point it is starting to get, and I know you guys are from Texas, and I just was not prepared for the heat. It got hot. It was hot. I was sweating. We got out into the woods, and my cuff on the Knox broke off, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I knew I had thrown a roll of duct tape in the truck, so I'm like, guys, I'll be back. I gotta go duct tape the cuff on. So I hiked back to the truck, duct taped it up, hiked back down to where they were, got a signal, went to dig it, dug it, and went to grab my pinpointer. And I'm like, where is my pinpointer? It was like a freaking mess. So ended up hiking back to the truck, finding the pinpointer, hiking back down, and I'm like, no, nothing is working. Like nothing. It's just saying you should
Everything went
not.
wrong that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. You guys want to go somewhere? I will be your chauffeur. I will. And that it gave me the opportunity though to reach out to quite a few of the other property owners that I have, and they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. So we did. We ended up going to a couple other places, and it was good. It was good. It was just not good for me.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really find much that day, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
That last day.
So what was your favorite find mudlarking?
Gosh, it's hard to say. I gotta say, I love finding the silver coins. I do love that, and I love finding the rings. Geez, I don't know. That's tough. Oh, I know my favorite mudlarking find that I did not find, but somebody gifted it to me, gave it to me. You want to tell them about that? You know what I'm talking about?
Nope, haven't a clue.
Yeah, you do.
No,
You can sit it on the shelf, edge of a shelf.
Oh, the treasure chest.
Yeah.
No, brain's not functioning well. Yeah, so Jackie found that. She got this pretty cool, what is it, like a bookend?
Yeah, I really don't know. It's like you can sit it on the edge of a shelf. I mean, it's definitely bent over. It's got a really cool design along the edges of the metal piece. And then on top of that is a treasure chest. And it is so freaking cool. I would say it's made out of, what would you say?
Is it pewter? Like a pewter mix?
It may be a pewter mix, because if it was pewter, I think it wouldn't be as heavy or as intact as it is. But yeah, oh my gosh, it's definitely a pewter alloy mix for sure. And yeah, pretty flippin' incredible. How fitting for a treasure hunter, you know? How fitting is that?
It was perfect. Yeah, very perfect.
So yeah, she gave it to me. She gave it to me because, you know, it could kind of be tomback material. Somebody asked. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
It could kind of be.
It doesn't have the shiny that that tomback seems to have, though. That the white metal.
Yeah, not as shiny. Yeah, not as shiny.
But nothing really comes out shiny there, so.
Yeah, there'll be my upcoming videos. We'll definitely have that in there, and I'll have photos and video of it. And that's one of my favorite things, because, I mean, you just don't go finding treasure chests.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so literal, you know?
And
so
just so you all know, all right, because this is coming from me, Amanda, the one that goes out and digs all the time and mudlarks all the time. And dude, I did not have the energy to compete with Gypsy. it was nonstop. Like you were